What's going on, Legion? Azrael here, like always. We got some Star Wars Battlefront 2 Rise of the Skywalker tribute trailer, I think is what it was originally called. Hey, man, I'm all about it. I'm all about with all the obvious flaws, we're not going to get into it, right? But EA has a certain reputation of being a company, not a game development company, right? Your money comes first before entertainment. I think Anthem is a good example of that. I personally... unless it's coming from like Madden or something like that, in sports games, anything that's not sports is usually something that's going to be doomed or done to a way. Like they bought BioWare, and the fact they didn't make Knights of the Republic 3 or try to make it, or they let Disney kind of say, I think a lot of this is Disney as well. Make a game that we can pair with our movies, and the movies were kind of trash anyways, right? I still haven't seen the third one yet. The 9, but the first 2, 7 and 8 were not good, and that's not a personal opinion. That's just that is my personal opinion, but that's also other stuff that I've read and other people's opinions as well. But beyond that, I'm a huge fan of Star Wars. I've loved it for most of my life, since I was a kid. I was even getting stuff to Star Wars before I even knew what Star Wars was, for Christmas and stuff like that, ironically, as the season is. Battlefield is a beautiful, awesome looking game. It's an awesome game where you get to kind of pair your favorite characters against each other. But in hindsight, it's a game that only lasts so long as far as enjoyment from what I've seen. But all the stuff with it, the game looks incredible. I just wish we could get this style of graphic, maybe with the Fallen Order kind of stuff as well, into like an RPG style game. I think the mass multiplayer style games for Star Wars and the story adventure games like... Fallen Order, I think those are in the past. I think nobody really likes those games that much. The ones that do, it's fine. You can like those games, and they're fun, but that's all we get. That's all we get for Star Wars. We get some online multiplayer, or we get some story campaign thing that's just not fun, or it's only fun for so long. We need another RPG out there. We need something that lasts. We don't need the next money grab. We want something that's like something real, man. I wouldn't even mind getting 7, 8, and 9 in an RPG style game if you get to kind of do whatever you wanted. I think Disney and their focus on canon is what ruins Star Wars games, kind of, personally. But those are just a few thoughts that I had and opinions that I've read, throughout the internet. But with that, how long is this? It's 2 minutes, thank God. I thought I was going to... Oh, I'm talking for 3 minutes. Sorry. If you don't like my opinion, there's always a... you can go somewhere else. With that, let's just get into it, check it out, see what it's all about. I'm sure it's going to look incredible. Let's go. EA, DICE is whatever, but EA, man. I wish they liked making games instead of money. It looks almost like the CGI movie for a second. It looked really good.
Let's go!
That looks friggin'. Watch that, bro! That's sick. Damn.
There's too many of them! Look out! Let's get out of here!
What up, Kylo?
Lock it down!
Oh, look, it's the overrated Ray. Luke, right? Shock Trooper. There he is, the best and the worst. a good trailer. That was a really freaking good trailer. What do you call it? Yeah, you got to see like a little bit of Luke, but it was mostly like a Han and Chewie scene. But it looked like you get to see a little bit of Luke right there, turning around. Leia, that was cool. Seeing them in video game form is pretty awesome. Like, remembering them and all that. Oh, dude, it's super cool. I mean, I think the game, as far as the nostalgia and entertainment value goes, yeah, sure. Battlefront 2 is pretty good, but I think as far as wanting something a little bit more, I don't think there's really anything wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting a game that's maybe not so focused on the movies. You know, like I said, Knights of the Republic was even though it focused on what at the time canon stuff, it allowed you to kind of do whatever. It was the style of games to where the story didn't have to follow canon. And that's what made those games so good. And I think that's what makes modern Star Wars games trash. Even Fallen Order, like, I've seen the whole thing, right? Start to finish. The story was nothing that appealed to me. I think the story was bad. I think the game looked bad. It played whatever. But the story I thought was just trash until the very end. It was typical format, I guess. As far as action goes, and if you're in the mood, I personally am not a big fan either of single-player games anymore, unless they're RPGs. So that's also my bias. But it looked pretty good. I don't like I don't like the actor from Gotham. I don't like him at all. So that could have been a factor in it as well. But yeah, it was just a single-player game that followed the storyline that kind of fit in the world that the movies kind of were made. And I don't think that's the best way of doing things. But that's just a personal thing. But with that, I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Can't wait for all the hate. See you on whatever video I'm doing next. Later, guys.